Aloha and Mele Kalikimaka from the Vegas Tiki Show. Today, we're diving into another holiday classic from the legendary Trader Sam's. A drink that brings together Christmas cheer, tropical escapism, and just a hint of mischief from the head salesman of questionable curios, the Sam's Sleigh Ride. This is one of those cocktails that feels like it straddles two worlds, part tiki and part snowy holiday punch, and that combination is exactly why it works. But before we mix one up, let's talk briefly about Trader Sam's once again, because understanding the bar is half the magic behind the cocktail. Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar at Disneyland opened in 2011, and it quickly became one of the most influential modern tiki bars anywhere around the world. And what sets it apart is how it blends classic mid-century tiki aesthetics with Disney's storytelling DNA. Every drink has a narrative, every mug has a lore, and the room itself is alive with interactive effects tied to the menu. Now, holiday-themed drinks at Trader Sam's follow the same tradition. They aren't just seasonal specials, they're also part of the rotating storyline that Disney builds each and every year. So when they released the Sam's Sleigh Ride, it wasn't just another holiday cocktail, it was a tiki reimagining of the winter season through Sam's slightly chaotic lens. Think of it as a tropical sleigh pulled not by reindeer, but by something Sam traded for on one of his expeditions. Something you probably don't want to ask too many questions about. The Sam's Sleigh Ride pulls from some interesting inspirations, part whiskey sour, part holiday spice drink, part tiki fruit blend, and the final result is surprisingly balanced. It's bright, it's warm, and tropical without losing its seasonal angle. So everybody, in the spirit of the holiday season, let's make the Sam's Sleigh Ride. So to start, you'll need 1/4 ounce of cinnamon syrup, 1 ounce of Gorilla Grog, recipe in the description, 3/4 ounce of lemon juice, 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur, 3/4 ounce of the King's ginger liqueur, and 1 ounce of Jack Daniel's Tennessee honey. You will then shake the drink with ice and pour into a glass of your choice. And garnish with 2 cherries. And today I'll also be using a candy cane. And that, my friends, is how you make Sam's Sleigh Ride from Trader Sam's at Disneyland. So let's give it a shot. So this is one of those drinks that seems like it should lean heavy into the sweet side, but the lemon and the ginger really keep it balanced, and then that whiskey just kind of adds a nice backbone, a nice structure to it. So if you're somebody that really loves tiki drinks, but wants to still feel kind of like Christmas, the Sleigh Ride is one of the better drinks out there because it is tiki enough, tropical enough, without feeling too much like summertime. That whiskey really adds a different element than if you were to use some sort of a rum. So if you are looking for something to make for your holiday parties, or just something, on a Friday or Saturday night to kind of get you in that Christmas spirit, this is definitely one of those drinks that you could try. I've had plenty of Trader Sam's drinks on this channel. This is one of the better ones. I would say that the Mele Kaliki Mai Tai probably is a better overall drink, but I will say this, the King's Ginger Liqueur, thank you once again, King's Ginger Liqueur and Craft Pour, for sending me that bottle. I've had them, I featured them on a lot of episodes on this channel over the past 6 months or whatever. And in fact, they're actually in one of my home bar menu, my bar staple, my custom menu with a bunch of drinks that I came up with. The Ginger and Marianne, great episode, please go watch that one. But I used it in that drink, and I've used it quite a few times in other drinks. And each time there is something about that ginger liqueur that really jumps out. So I've used ginger syrup from Liquid Alchemist, fiery ginger syrup from Liber and Company. I tried unsuccessfully making my own ginger syrup. It just did not turn out right. And I've had other ginger liqueurs as well, but there is something about that taste with the King's Ginger Liqueur. It just adds a brightness to the drink while still keeping that ginger profile. So you take a sip and you unmistakably notice that ginger, and it's in a really good way. And I find a lot of excuses to use that in a lot of drinks that call for a ginger liqueur or ginger syrup, and maybe I'll just sub in a little bit of the King's Ginger Liqueur. It's just so good. And the Tennessee honey, so full stop, I'm not a big whiskey person. I've never been a big whiskey person. from Wisconsin, so you know, when you have an old fashioned, typically you'll be using something like that, but in Wisconsin we use brandy for our old fashions, and we make them way different than the rest of the world does. So growing up, I never really had a lot of whiskey, and the few times I did, it was usually, you know, a whiskey and Coke or something like that, Jack and Coke. So other than that, I've never really used whiskey a lot. I think I only have a couple bottles in the bar behind me. So the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, when I saw that I wanted to do an episode on this, I was like, well, that'll be interesting. I've never had it before. So I'm glad I went out and grabbed it, because this is a really good drink. And I believe there's one other Trader Sam's holiday cocktail, or at least one that I found online that uses this. So very glad that I grabbed this, and very excited to continue trying this in other drinks as well. Maybe what I can do is look up drinks, Tiki or Tiki adjacent, that call for whiskey, and sub in the Tennessee Honey, because this is actually really good, and it doesn't give you that strong whiskey aftertaste that I've never really been a super big fan of. I've tried being a whiskey drinker, and it's just not for me. That's not who I am. I like my Tiki cocktails. I like all of my rums that I have. I could much rather sit and sip a rum neat, like a Denizen, Appleton Estate, something like that, than I could even a lighter whiskey like the Tennessee Honey. But that all being said, it's a really good drink. Please let me know in the comments if you've had this drink at Trader Sam's, or if this is the first time you're seeing it and you're making it at home. So all in all, I think this is a pretty successful cocktail. So yeah, make this for your holiday parties, or just make this in general if you want to get in the holiday spirit. I really enjoy it. My candy cane has fallen in my drink. I think it's kind of dissolved a little bit, but it is what it is. So that all being said, I'm rambling now. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Akoli Maluna, Meli Kalikimaka. Cheers and enjoy.